and welcome to today's bar-inspired Pilates workout, where we will be taking lots of the principles of bar and ballet positions and applying them and weaving them into our Pilates workout. So we can expect lots of turnout, lots of that lower body work, working on our poise and our posture throughout. Okay, so let's make a start. We're going to start standing, spreading our feet apart, toes are turned out to the side, and we're turning out from the very tops of the legs. So just take a moment to pull up through those thighs, feel the legs wrapping backwards into the glutes, standing nice and tall, zipping up through those abdominals. Okay, and we're going to take some side reaches, so lifting one arm up overhead, and then bending up and over to the side, and back to the middle. Other arm reaches up, exhale over and lift, and again alternating each side, and we're feeling those legs anchoring down into the floor. Just be careful that they're not too turned out, so we've got those knees over the toes at all times so that we're feeling nice and strong in this second position. Lifting up out the waist each time, feeling that nice stretch on the side of the body. That's it, and again, and center, one more each side, keeping that tailbone dropping down to the floor, last one, good, and up. From there, we're going to take a little plie, so we'll call it a plie instead of a squat. We're going to bend the knees, opening the arms out to the side, and then reach back up tall, and again, dropping down, and lift. So every time we bend, we're trying to keep our body as tall and as long as possible. So that tailbone is reaching down, and we've always got that energy reaching out the crown of the head. Good. The knees are sliding over the toes, keeping that wrapping sensation of the legs. That's it. And up. Now hold the next one down, lifting those elbows. We're going to do little pulses down, down, down. So mini drops. Feeling those legs firing up, bringing those hands into a prayer position, keeping those pulses going. We're going to lift alternate heels. So we lift and lower, lift the heel and drop, lift and drop on every single pulse. That's it. Holding on for 8, 7, keeping that turn out, 6, long through the spine. We've got 4 and drop, 3 and drop, last 2 and drop, last 1 and drop. Stretching those legs, pointing the toes forwards. We're just going to pop the hands on the hips and take a little forward stretch with that body, releasing the arms down to the floor, letting the head drop, hanging up and over those legs, breathing into our forwards fold, feeling those hamstrings relax, shoulders are easy. Good, then dropping in those knees, bending, we're going to roll back up to standing, sliding those shoulder blades down the back, and bring our feet into a first position. So we've still got that turnout, but our heels are together this time, and we're zipping up those legs all the way up to our center. We're going to take those arms out to the side again as we plie, and then stretch, and again, plie, and stretch. So every time you stretch those legs, connect those inner thighs, squeeze those knees, and feel them pulling up, 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 up. We do not let them go until we release those knees over the toes again. That's it. We've got 4 and stretch, 3 and stretch, last 2 and lift, last 1 and lift. We're going to take it into some curtsy lunges. So taking one leg and crossing it behind. The hands can go on to our waist. We're going to bend down and then come back to that first position. Tuck the other leg behind. We bend down and then stretch back to center. Cross it back and lift. And again, cross back and lift. Good. So we're maintaining that turnout, throughout this exercise. So watch that those knees don't knock in. Keep them wrapping backwards, squeezing those glutes. Finding that balance as we come back to center each time. We're lifting those abdominals. We've got that rib cage to hip connection. Still thinking about all of our Pilates principles. Good. Let's do 2 more. And up. Last one. And up. Well done. Taking a step towards the back of your mat now. Feet are in parallel underneath the sit bones. Reaching up tall out the crown of the head. We're going to drop the chin and peel our spine down nice and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, softening in the knees and then walking our hands out into our 4-point kneeling position. So hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips, long through that spine, keeping the back of the pelvis nice and steady, supporting the abdominals. We're going to open one arm up towards the ceiling, finding that reach. And then exhale to thread the arm underneath our torso, sliding our ear down towards the floor. And then inhale to reach back up again. Exhale, thread the arm underneath, bending the supporting elbow. Good. And then opening up again to a pull from the fingertips down towards that supporting hand. And again, keeping that length through the spine as we bend, lifting up for the last one, breathing in, reach the fingertips, exhale, slide the arm underneath, trying to keep the hips on top of the knees, and then pushing up back to your center, back to your start position. Other side, reaching that arm up nice and tall. We breathe out to thread the arm underneath our tummy. Eyes look up towards the ceiling as we drop our ear down. And then inhale, push the floor away, unwind. And again, exhale, bending that supporting arm, taking some weight into the upper body. And then inhale, pushing, reaching up tall. 2 more. Try to keep the back of the pelvis nice and steady. No twisting, pushing away. Last one, exhale, threading the arm underneath, sliding that ear down towards the floor, and then lift both hands back to your 4-point kneeling position. Good, so keeping that sensation of length through the spine, shoulder blades sliding down away from the ears, they're nice and flat on your back. We've got that rib cage to hip connection, that's staying there. We're just going to open our left knee out to the side, and then we're going to cross that left ankle on top of the right ankle. So you've got that turned out position again, but we want to keep both hip bones facing the floor. We're just going to lift that leg behind us, keeping our turn out, and then lower. And again, lifting that leg up and down. Good. So we're squeezing that glute to lift. And we'll call this our attitude position, which is the word they use in ballet for that bent leg. Good. Keep that knee wrapping backwards. Keep those abdominals lifting. Shoulder blades pushing down the back. Finding that lovely posture long in the back of the neck. Good. On the next one, hold it up. We're going to do 8 little pulses upwards for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Bringing that left leg back down to the floor. Ready for the other side. So opening our right knee out, crossing the right ankle on top of the left, making sure that we're long in the sides of the waist and that both hip bones are facing down towards the mat. Are we ready? We're going to lift slowly up and down. And again, little lift and down. Good. So even though that leg is turned out, we're trying to make it go right behind us. So that foot is in the same line as our heads. Good. Nice and strong through those arms. Keeping that breath going. Finding that ease of movement. Nice work. Spreading those fingers into the floor. Last two. And drop. Last one. You're going to hold that leg upwards. Ready for our pulses. So keep that knee lifted. We're pulsing up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Bringing that knee back down. We're going to tuck the toes underneath and then lift our knees, lift our hips up into our downwards facing dog, like a pike position. Now from there, just adjust your feet so you're turned out from the tops of the legs again. You're still on the balls of your feet. We're going to ripple forwards into our plank position. So dropping the hips down, extending the head away into your nice long plank, keeping those legs in turn out. And then you're going to lift the hips back up into your pike. Straight legs if we can. And again, we're rippling down, so articulate from the tailbone, unwinding into your plank, extending the head away, and then tailbone lifts back up, stretching the back out, and again, rolling, tipping the weight forward so those shoulders are on top of your hands. Good, and then lifting those hips back up. 3 more, rolling, 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 extend the ears away from the shoulders, into your plank, and then lift those hips. We've got 2 more, keeping our abdominals lifted, and then back up to your plank. Last one, rolling forwards into your plank. Good, and then lower one knee down at a time. Very nice. We'll come through a shell stretch. So rounding that spine, forehead towards your pubic bone, and then drop those hips back. Reaching the arms forwards or down by your sides, whatever's comfortable for you. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, nice big breath. And then we're going to roll back up to a nice seated position. I'm going to stay on our knees and just do a little bit of arm work. So, sitting comfortably, lifting those abdominal muscles, feeling that length through the back and the spine. So imagine you're leaning and stacking that spine against a wall behind you. So we're going to turn the arms outwards using our ballet arms. So we're going to reach those fingers forwards like we're holding a big beach ball in our arms. So this is our first position. And then we're going to open those arms out to the side into our second position. So we've still got that slight curve in the arms. Then we're going to come back to first, and then open, and close, and open, and close. Good. So we've got that length through the spine still. And we're feeling that support in the shoulder blades, all those muscles that surround it. That's it. So we're not hiking them up. We're keeping them floating down away from the ears. And every time we open to second, we're keeping that elbow lifted. So rather than letting it drop, lift that elbow like we're resting our arms down on a surface underneath ourselves. Good. We've got 4, and open, 3, and lift, 2, and out. Last one, hold it out. Then we're going to go up and down. So bringing the arms up overhead into our 5th position. And then down, and again, lifting up and down. So the arms are nice and soft. They're floating, but they're working hard to keep that support in the back. Starting to feel them now. Always maintaining that side, softening in the elbow. Feeling those triceps working, backs of the arms. Good, lifting up and down, watching that those shoulders don't hike up to the ears, and down. Last 2, and down. Last 1, hold them out. We're going to push the palms away, and we're going to do a little bend, stretch, bend, stretch, well done. Flexing those wrists, really extending the elbows as we push away, but we're going to keep those arms lifted in line with the shoulders. We've got 8, 7, nearly there. That's it. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Rolling those shoulders off, shaking off those arms. And then we'll come to lie down on our backs. So, bringing yourself gently down onto the floor. The arms are going to be down by our sides. We're going to find our imprint position, so scooping those abdominals in, holding that lower back nice and flat on the floor, wrapping our shoulders down and back onto the floor. Bringing one leg up to tabletop at a time, and then let's extend the toes up to the ceiling, stretching out those knees, and then turn those legs out again for me. So from there, we're going to hold that imprint and start to just do little crisscrosses with those legs. So one leg's just coming in front of the other each time, feeling those inner thighs working, and we're stretching those legs out as much as we can, keeping those knees pulling up to the quads, pulling in those abdominal muscles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now see if you can extend those legs a little bit lower to the floor, just a touch, keeping hold of your imprint, so you're on a slight angle. Stretching out those legs, off we go again, crisscrossing. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it there. Can you lower those legs a little bit further while still maintaining that imprinted spine? So only take them as low as you can whilst keeping that pelvic position. Off we go again, pressing the arms into the floor, crisscrossing. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Bringing those legs back up to the center, stretching them out, gently pointing those toes. We're going to open the legs out to the side now, so separating the feet. Then you're going to flex the heels and then squeeze the inner thighs together again. So we point the toes, we open the legs out, and then we flex and squeeze. And again, pointing the toes. We open, we flex, squeeze the inner thighs. We point, we open, we flex, squeeze them together, and again. Good. So you've still got that sense of length through the spine. Wrapping those shoulder blades down and back, so you're nice and wide across the collarbones. Feeling those abdominal muscles working to hold your imprint. Really stretching those legs so you're long through those hamstrings. Good. Let's do 2 more. Open, flex, squeeze together. Last one, we point, we open, we flex, we squeeze together. Well done. Hugging those knees into the chest for a moment. Just take a gentle rock from side to side. Lovely. And then we're going to bring those legs back up to our tabletop position. So, keeping the imprint, let's interlace the fingers and take the hands behind the head. We're going to drop the chin towards the chest. Lift the upper body off the floor, so we're just off those shoulder blades, the elbows are wide. As we breathe out, we're going to extend one leg up to the ceiling and one leg out in front of us like it's hovering off the floor. Then we're going to bring those legs back to tabletop. And then we go to the other side. So we exhale, extend one leg up, one leg out in front of us. Inhale back to center. Exhale, stretch the legs. Inhale back to center. And again, stretching those knees, pulling up the thighs. And back to tabletop. Keep going. Now you can always lower the upper body down for this one if you want to just focus on those legs. Or if you've got that upper body up, make sure that those elbows are nice and wide. You're really supporting the weight of the head. Zipping in that belly button every time we extend our legs. Making it nice and smooth and controlled. Lovely. And and in. Let's do 2 more, stretching them away. Bend back to tabletop. Last one. And bend. Well done. Now you can stay lifted with the upper body if you want, or lower the upper body down. We're going to open the knees out to the side, so the toes are touching and you're making a diamond shape. Then you're going to flex your feet so your heels are pressing together. We breathe out, we extend the legs away into our frog press, and then we inhale to bend. And again, exhale, extend those legs away. Inhale to bend back in. So keep that lower back in contact with the floor. Good. Extending those legs on a slight angle. That's it. Maintaining that turnout. Good. Now imagine that there's a winning lottery ticket in between your legs and you want to catch it with your knees each time. So really try and find that connection with the inner thighs. We've got 3 and bend, 2 and in, last one and in. Well done. Lowering the head, hugging the knees in towards the chest, releasing the lower back, and then we're going to bring ourselves to lie on our sides. So we've got 2 options. We're either going to be propped up on our elbow, or you can come to lie down on your supporting arm for a little bit more stability. So we're resting that ear down, but wherever you are, you can use that front arm just in front of the rib cage to help you balance. Now you're going to stretch both legs away from you, so you're long from the tips of your toes up to the crown of your head, and then wherever you are, you're lifting the side of your waist away from the floor. Now we're going to turn that top leg outwards, keeping the pelvis nice and steady, so both hip bones are facing forwards, rolling the shoulders down and back, holding everything in place. We're going to do some développés, so we're going to draw a line up the inside of our leg with our toes, keeping that turn out like we're trying to get that knee up towards the ceiling. Now stretch the leg away and then squeeze that leg back down. We repeat. So we draw a line up the inside of our leg. We extend and drop. And again, nice and controlled, lifting. Extend the toes and lower. So the toes are coming up to that knee before extending each time. Good. Now, as we draw the knee up, watch that that hip doesn't roll backwards. We're going to keep that top hip forwards, so we're maintaining that neutral spine. Lovely. And down. Squeezing and resisting the inner thighs as you lower that leg. Nice work. If you lifted on that elbow, keep pressing the shoulder down away from the ear. Lifting the supporting side of the waist away from the floor. One more like that. Extend and down. Then we're going to reverse it. So keeping the legs straight, lift the toes. Then we're going to bend the knee, tap the toes into the supporting knee, and then slide the foot back down. And again, we lift, we bend, and then lower. Good. Lift, nice and straight, bend, and drop. So we're really feeling that underneath side of the thigh working as we draw the toes in. So squeeze, really resist, and down. Keeping that turn out. Knee drawing upwards. Nice. We've got 3 more. Bend and down. Last 2. Bend and down. Last one, lift. Bend it in and down. Good. Now we're going to lift up onto our elbows if we are lying down. So we're all propped up, elbow underneath the shoulder. And then we're going to reach our top arm away. Now if you'd like a little bit more stability, you're going to bend the underneath leg. Okay, just to have a wider base. Lifting the arm up and over. long through the oblique muscles in the waist. We're going to exhale, draw that leg up, reach towards that ankle, and then inhale, lengthen away again. Exhale, lifting that leg up. Inhale to reach, and again. Good. So you're squeezing that glute as you lift the leg. And then you're extending away, lifting that supporting side of the waist away from the floor. Nice work. And drop. We've got 4. And lengthen away. Last 3. And reach. Last 2. And reach. Last 1. We lift. And reach. Well done. Let's go straight over to the other side. So, lengthening both legs out to start with. Either propping yourself up on your elbow, or you can lie down straight on your side for the first one. Wherever you are, we're lifting that waist away from the floor, finding that length in the spine, drawing our shoulder blades away from our ears. Ready to turn the top leg outwards. So it's like that knee is trying to face up towards the ceiling. Hips are stacked one on top of the other without rolling backwards. Are we ready? So we've got the devil pace to start, drawing the knee up. We stretch and lower. And again, toes come up to the knee. We stretch the leg and down. And again, lift, stretch and lengthen away. So each time you lower the leg, think about lengthening the toes far away from you as you go down. Good, so always long through the hips, lengthening out of the pelvis. That's it, and we're resisting here, the inner thighs together. Feeling the glutes working to support those legs. Holding that turn out, wrapping those knees backwards from the very tops of the thighs. Nice work. Keep pressing that shoulder down away from the ear. Feeling those muscles in the back working. Keeping that breath going. And down. Let's do 2 more like this. Stretch and down. Last one. Lift the toes. Stretch and down. Get ready to reverse. So keeping the legs straight. We lift up. We bend the knee. And then we lower that leg long. And again, lifting up, bend the toes in and down. Good. Lift, bend in, slide the toes down. Maintaining that turn out as much as we can. Good. Trying not to slouch as we fatigue through the exercise. So really use those arms to push the floor away. Growing taller each time. Nice work. 2 more. Bend. Stretch the leg long. Last one. Lift. Bend and stretch. Well done. Coming up onto your elbow if you are not already up. And then bending that underneath leg. Lifting the side of the waist away from the floor. We're going to stretch the leg away. Reach the arm overhead. So you've got one nice long line. Alright, we exhale, lift that leg, reach towards our foot, and then inhale, lengthen long. And again, exhale, lift and reach. Inhale to stretch the arm back over the head. Good. And reach. Lift the leg, squeeze the glutes. And reach. Nice work. Trying to keep that leg pulled up so the knee is nice and straight. And reach. We've got 4 and long. 3, reaching away. Last 2 and down. Last 1 and down. Well done. From there, we are going to roll onto our front. So gently bringing yourself onto your tummy. We're going to keep those legs turned out, and they're about as wide as the mat. So feel them wrapping backwards from the very tops of the hips, squeezing those glutes, and the hands are either side of our shoulders, just wider than the mat. Now let's slightly tuck the pelvis underneath, so drop the tailbone down. Feel your pubic bone pressing gently into the mat, and then feel those abdominals lifting up and away from the floor. Shoulder blades sliding down away from the ears. Let's inhale to roll the nose forwards, bringing the eye line to the front. We keep lifting up out the crown of the head, lifting up to that upper back extension, keeping the rib cage down, and then we exhale to lower, drawing the nose back in. So inhale, looking forwards, and lift, and then exhale to come back down. And again, inhale, lifting up, keeping the elbows rooted into the floor. Now, even though we're just working that upper body, our legs are still active. So really feel the glutes working to hold that turnout. Feeling those knees nice and stretched. One more like that. And exhale to lower. Good. Now, option to stay with the halfway version if your lower back's feeling really tight. If not, you're going to come to the full extension. So we inhale, roll that nose away. We keep lifting up, up, up. Now, once you get to that halfway position, press more with the hands, lift more with the abdominals. Do not let those abdominals collapse. You're pushing yourself up and away into your full extension, breathing in at the top, and then exhale, we're going to come back down. So lowering forwards and down, supporting ourselves with the arms, and then lowering all the way back to the start. Tucking the nose back in. And again, inhale, roll the nose. Lifting, shoulders nice and open. Press with the hands, lift with the core. See if you can lift those hip bones just off the mat as well. Feeling those shoulder blades drawing down the back, nice and proud with your chest. And then exhale, lowering forwards and down, tucking those elbows in as soon as we can. Good job. 2 more. Inhale, rolling the nose away. Pressing, feeling those shoulder blades supporting, anchoring in the back. And then exhale, come back down, elbows tucking in, reaching that chest forwards, trying to find more length in the spine every time. One more time. Inhale, reaching forwards. Long through the back. Good. Squeezing the glutes at the top. And then gently coming back down. Lovely. Now you're going to keep the legs slightly apart, but let them come back to parallel. So the knees are facing down. And then we're going to reach our arms forwards overhead. Still going that pelvic tuck, so just lengthen the tailbone away. Tuck the tailbone underneath, lift those abdominals up away from the floor, and then you're going to lift that upper body. So your chest is lifted, your eyes are just forwards of your mat, and you're going to hold that slight upper back extension. We're going to reach one arm forwards in line with our head and down, and the other arm comes up. Lift and down. Nice and smooth and controlled as the arm comes back to the floor. And as that arm lifts, the supporting hand is pushing into the floor to help control that movement. So you're alternating the arms each time, simply lifting up and lowering down. We're lifting that upper body, we're holding it nice and still. Shoulder blades are down the back. So even though the arm's reaching forwards, we don't want to let that shoulder hike up. Keep it dropping down. Good, we're long through the sides of the waist. Let's do 2 more, and then we'll stretch that back out. Last one, and down. Well done. Bring the hands closer to the chest. Let's gently push up into another shell stretch. So coming back onto all fours, rounding the spine, really enjoy that stretch, and then sit the hips back onto your feet. 2 deep breaths there, really expanding the rib cage. And release. And again, inhale. Exhale, release, and then rolling forwards again. We're coming back onto all fours. And then we're going to drop our left elbow down onto the floor. And we're going to keep supported on our right hand. So left forearm is down. You're on that slightly wonky upper body pose. Okay, then we're going to reach our right leg behind us. And then lift that leg off the floor. From there, see if you can open the chest forwards, taking the eye line beyond. Feeling that length and that extension through the spine. We're going to breathe out, draw our nose in towards our knee, letting the spine round. And then as we breathe in, we're going to extend the leg, reach everything away. And again, exhale. We draw the nose to the knee. We inhale to lift. And again, exhale. Nose to knee. Inhale to lift. And every time we stretch that leg back, we're squeezing the glutes. We're lifting those abdominals. Nice work. And reach away. Last two. And stretch. Last one. And stretch. Now from there, keep that leg lifted. Keep it stretching back. We're going to lift it up, tap to the side of us, and then we're going to lift that leg up and then tap the floor behind, keeping that leg nice and straight. So we lift that leg, we tap to the side, and then we lift up and over, tap to the back. We lift, tap to the side. We lift, tap to the back. So it's almost like you're drawing a little semicircle with those toes. Keeping the upper body nice and strong. So we're really pushing the floor away to lift ourselves long through the neck. That's it. Now on the next one, hold the leg to the side. So you tap the floor gently. We're going to lift and lower. Keeping that leg out to the side and lower. We've got 8 and drop. 7 and drop. 6 and drop. 5 and drop. Last 4, 3, we've got 2 and 1. Well done. Lifting that leg back behind us, feeling that length through the waist. We've got 8 little circles backwards for 8, 7, keeping the hips nice and steady. For 4, 3, 2, 1, we reverse the circle for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Now from there, lower the toes down. We're going to come up onto both hands now. Right. From there, lift that leg back up so it's in line with the spine. Long through that spine so the head is reaching away. We're going to lower our chest down to the floor like through a little press up. So lower, leg is long. We stretch the arms. Now tuck the toes underneath, lowering that back leg down. We're going to lift our supporting knee off the floor. We're going to send the leg back behind us, stretching out into an arabesque. So we shift the hips back like our downwards dog. Then we're going to come forwards again into that plank position. So shifting the shoulders on top of the hands. Lower that leg down to the floor. And then we repeat. So we're going to point the right toes. Lift that leg off. We come through a press up. We stretch. The back leg goes down to the floor, tucking the toes underneath. Now lift through the navel. You're going to lift that supporting shin off the floor. We're going to stretch that leg back behind us as we shift the hips back, stretching both legs. Now pitch the weight forwards again, drawing the knee back. Lower the shin down. One more time. Lift the back leg, pointing the toes. Lower through that press up. Stretch the arms. Lower the back leg, tucking the toes underneath. Pressing into those arms, lifting the supporting shin off the floor. We stretch the toes back, push the floor away. Stretching both legs in our arabesque, and then coming forwards again, and then release that shin down. Very good. Tucking both knees in. Just roll out those wrists. And then we'll get ready for the other side. So, this time we've got our right forearm down. Our left hand is supporting us on the floor. Knees are underneath the hips. And then we're going to stretch our left leg away from us. So lifting that left leg back. Then open up the chest. We exhale, draw the nose into the knee. And then we inhale to stretch away. And again, exhale, nose to knee. Let the spine curve. Inhale, lengthening away. Good. Keep that breath going nice and deeply. Finding as much length through the front of the hips as we can. As we stretch that leg away. And reach. And again, exhale, draw everything in. Inhale, lengthening away, opening up the chest. 2 more. And reach. Last one, draw it in. And then reach to the back. So keep that leg there, stretching out the knee. We're going to lift up and over, tap the toes to the side. And then lift up and over, tap towards the back. And again, lifting up, control as we tap to the side, lift up, lightly tap the toes back. All whilst keeping nice and long in the back. Good. Keeping those arms pressing into the floor. And up, tap to the back, and again. Feeling those glutes on fire. We've got 3 more. And back. Last 2. And back. Last 1. And then tap to the back. We're going to bring that leg back round to the side. Tapping those toes carefully down. Ready for our lift and lower. Are we ready? Keeping the legs straight. We lift and lower. And again. Lift and lower. Holding on. We've got 5 and drop. We've got 4 and drop. Last 3 and down. 2 and down. Last 1 and down. Well done. Bringing that leg back behind us. And then carefully bringing yourself up onto both hands. Long through that body. Let's find that neutral spine. Shoulder blades away from the ears. Lifting that left leg up behind us. In line with the pelvis. We've got 8 circles, nice and steady. For 8, 7, keeping the hips still. There we go. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ready to reverse it. For 8, controlled. 6, stretch the leg. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Lower the leg down, tucking the toes underneath. Ready for our little press-up flow. So, we're going to lift that left leg back up. We lower the chest in our press-up. We stretch the arms. We tuck the toes underneath. We're going to lift our right shin off the floor. We're going to send that right leg back up to the sky, shifting the weight into our downwards dog, into our arabesque. Then we're going to draw the weight forwards on top of the hands again, bringing that knee back. Lower the shin down. We lift the left leg up, stretching the knee, pointing the toes. We do a little press up and stretch. Lower the left leg, tuck the toes underneath. Lifting the right shin off the floor. Send that right leg back, push yourself backwards, stretching the arms. Good. And then rocking forwards into your plank. Lower the right shin down. We repeat, lift that left leg up. Ready for our press up. We drop. We stretch. Lower the back leg, tuck the toes underneath. Navel to spine as we draw the right shin off the floor. We send the right leg back behind us. Stretch those knees. Bringing ourselves forwards into that plank. Drop the right shin down with control. One more. Lift the left leg up. Little press up. And stretch. Left leg goes down. Tuck the toes underneath. Lift the right shin off the floor. We reach that right leg back, stretching out the legs. And then we come back onto our plank. Lower the right shin. And then draw the left knee in. Little shell stretch, rounding the spine. Hips dropping backwards, very nice. Take 3 breaths there, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Head is relaxed. And again, inhale and exhale, then releasing the shoulders. One more. And relax, well done. From there, we're going to tuck the toes underneath. We're going to push our hips up towards the sky, letting the head drop in. Now very carefully, we're going to roll up to standing, vertebrae by vertebrae, sliding those shoulder blades down the back, heads coming up last, just taking a moment to stand tall. Good, feeling that length through the spine, the support in those legs. Okay, we're just going to come to find our balance. So, we're going to find a tiny little parallel position with a slight gap between the feet. We're going to place our hands into a prayer position. We're going to take a little squat, so knees over the toes, long through that spine. And then as we stretch, we're going to lift the leg out to the side. And again, we're going to squat down and then lift. And again, so we're going to lift that same leg each time. Good. So every time you come back to the squat, you're pressing equally through both feet. So you keep transferring that weight, finding that balance. Long through the sides of the waist each time. Nice work. Now on the next one, you're going to start lifting the arms up overhead and then back to your prayer as you squat. That's it. So squat and then lift the arms and the leg. Squat and reach. Last 2 and reach. Last 1. See if you can hold the leg out, hold those arms up. Little pulses upwards with the leg for 8, holding the balance. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Back to center, hands back to prayer. Ready for the other side. So we squat and then lift the other leg. Squat and lift. Squat and stretch. Knees parallel over the toes and lift. Feeling that rib cage to hip connection. Feel free to place your fingers there to feel for that movement. Connect. Squat and lift. Ready to add in the arms overhead. So we bend and we stretch back to prayer. Bend and stretch. Equal with that weight in your squat. So make sure you press into the opposite foot as well each time. 2 more. And lift. Last one. Now hold. We've got little pulses up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Releasing those legs, shaking them off. Turning those legs out so your heels are together. We're going to gather everything up to the center. So squeezing those inner thighs, lifting long out the pelvis, lifting those abdominals, shoulders are relaxed. We're going to breathe in, sweep the arms forwards, up overhead. Exhale, arms come through second, and down, and again, reaching forwards, and up. Exhale, arms down, and center. We're going to rise up off of those heels, lifting the heels as we lift those arms. Good. Squeezing the glutes, holding that turnout, and down. Last one. Reaching those arms up. Slowing down that breath. Arms come down. And with resistance, lower those heels down. Thank you so much, everybody. We are finished. That brings us to the end of our bar-inspired Pilates workout. Something a little bit different perhaps, but I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you really feel those turnout muscles and those glutes working, and that you feel nice and long with a beautiful posture to carry you through the week. Great work. I will see you next time.